What is going on here? Thanks for tuning in to another Black Sheep TV production. Today we continue our Does It Drift video series where we purchase vehicles in-game, build the car up to drift spec, and then test those cars rigorously to see if they have the ability to be drift cars. And today, as you can see, we have the Hotknife on our hands. Now, I personally feel like the Hotknife is one that really gets overlooked in the drift community. I know for a fact this vehicle does drift, and I know for a fact that a lot of people don't even think about it when they think about drift vehicles. I don't even know what class this thing is in, speaking of that. Muscle. Alright, so we're in the Hotknife today. Pretty pumped to see how this thing stances and how it does drift, as I have never personally drifted it. So let's get this thing to the track, and let's see how she performs. Oh man, homies and homies, we're taking it back in time with this one. Okay, apparently it stands there and I didn't see it. I seen one drop, I didn't see two. There appears to only be really one visible drop in the rear, but that stands up. Let's do a quick little donut. She is very, very slippery. Let's get it out here on this track. This is one of those vehicles I was kind of talking about in the last Does It Drift, that as long as you can, it might be kind of grippy. This thing isn't really grippy, so it doesn't come into that category, but it's got so much power to the slick ratio. It's on the opposite end of what those vehicles were, the Buffaloes. This car's just on such the opposite end of the scale of power to grippiness. This one's just on the complete opposite end of power to grippiness than the Buffaloes. The problem with a vehicle like this is you have to drift it so dang slow that it doesn't look good, because you have to smash on the e-brake so much, otherwise you just spin out right away. Alright, I got the corner. Now I need to get the whole dang track. That's the big goal, right? This thing is very, very, very slippery. Wow, I don't think we're going to get the whole track in this beast. There's no spoiler or anything to go on with this thing. So, but I think the most you could do is probably put something like, yeah, probably like high end, or maybe even some tuner tires on it. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. I don't know how much it'll really help you out. There's not that much difference in tire compound, but there is slight difference. Absolutely no bogging. It's full powered. Like I said, it's got a lot of power for how slick it is. And that's one of the big challenges in this car, is just keeping it straight in that, well, not keeping it straight, but keeping the drift going. Alright, well, let's just say that this is a lot of fun, because I'm sitting here and it's 26 minutes into recording. I don't think I've spoken much in the last about 15 minutes of it. I've really just been trying to get a nice clean line, but then I kind of just started doing some like skip drifting, where I don't even know, like that's just a term I made up. I don't even know what that really is, but just like where I was kind of right in between, like I let off around these corners instead of keeping it in the drift. I'll just let off here. Right there. Not really worried about the shifting, but not really double clutching either. Then I did a little bit of double clutching stuff. Oh, and then I throw her into the wall. But long story short, guys, it is a lot of fun. I would prefer it to be a little bit stickier. So like I said, maybe you want to go mess around with the tire compound a little bit. Maybe mess around with, I don't know, see anything. If anything messes with it. I know if you put that engine on there, maybe that'll switch it up. I don't know if it does, but I know that you can do it. I would doubt that it probably switches it up at all, but just a stickier tire compound may help you. Yeah, no spoiler or anything, so you're really just left with doing stuff like this. Let's look what high-end looks like on this thing. You know what? Let's just do for craziness. Let's put the stickiest wheels of them all on here. So let's switch our lowriders out for tuners, since tuners are probably the stickiest decent looking, stickiest decent looking. Go with those. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot for difference here, guys, so wouldn't get your hopes up too much on that. Alright, we're stanced up with a stickier tire compound. I don't think it's really going to make a difference, but let's test it out anyways. Oh, it still spun out. Slightly grippier. I wouldn't say it was a major difference in performance, but it is a little bit grippier. It did help me a little bit, so I would suggest running tuner tire compound on this, or maybe even off-road if you really want to get sticky, but I don't think that looks the best. Anyways, guys, that is, so we gave it a 7.5 in cost. We'll do 7.5 in cost. Driftability, we will give it a little bit better driftability, knowing that we can slightly make it better there. But it's not, like I said, it's not anything more than, it's hardly even a half a point there. So I am going to give it an 8 instead of a 7.5 there. So 7.5 and an 8. 8 for driftability. Efficiency, it stanced up real nice right off the pop. I popped the tire, that's at my own accord due to my controller giving out on me and me not getting a new controller. So nothing to blame but myself, really, when it comes down to it. The biggest thing on efficiency is kind of what it's hitting in driftability on, is it spins out really easy. Like, really easy, and it's going to take you a lot of practice in this one specific car to get it down. However, I feel like once you pick your vehicle, or the lineup of vehicles that you really want to drift, like I've been doing on my other account, you can kind of get used to whatever the heck you want to get used to. And this one, once you get used to it, I think you can do just about any type of drifting that you want to do, for the most part. But it's going to be kind of tough, because this thing does spin out a lot easier than some of those other cars on the market. In the price range, though, I think you're doing pretty good. Look at the engine, like, hanging on the ground under there. Good 8. We're going to give it an 8.5 in efficiency. I feel like I'm just going to hit it a little bit just because it is a real slick car. There is no spoiler. There is no way to really get it slicker. I thought maybe if you just didn't stance it in general, it would be good with those other tires since they were slippery. But I found out that you couldn't do the longer drifts. I couldn't connect that one turn that I was trying to connect earlier. So that's why we went with this. I brought it over. We got the new tire compound on there, and we figured out it was a little better. So efficiency 8.5. So we got 7.5, an 8, and an 8.5. That's 24. Yeah, it took me a second to add that one up. It's like, oh, man. I don't know why that took one, because now looking at how I did it, it was very simple. Anyways, 24 it is, guys. 24. So that is bringing us to 24 out of 30. That is not a bad scoring vehicle, I must say so myself. We have another one that might be a heavy hitter coming up in the next few episodes. Definitely keep your eyes open for that. But some more fun, unexpected, unknown, you know, just we don't know where they stand type of episodes coming up in the nearer future. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, liking, comment, and subscribing. You know the spiel. Please do share those videos. It only takes a second of your time, and you never know who will see it. As always, guys, I hope you stay happy, stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.